A very good evening to you all, and welcome to our second and final edition of News Tonight here on UBC TV. This Monday, the 23rd day of December 2024. We are coming to you live online and on air from Broadcast House here on Nile Avenue. On sign language, I'll be joined shortly by Yusuf Senyamo. I am Rukidi Kiijanangoma, and let's get started. Minister for Gender, Labour and Social Development, Betty Amongi, says Uganda is negotiating with the United Arab Emirates, UAE, to excuse Ugandans working in Dubai whose visas have overstayed to allow them to be returned to Uganda. Now, this was during the end of year statement for the ministry at the Media Centre here in Kampala.
The Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development has reported reduced complaints from externalization of labour with a decline at 47%. The Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, Betty Amongi, told the media in Kampala that the achievement is due to the 100 million shillings deposit each company makes to the ministry for a period of 2 years.
And if any company fails to repatriate back any Ugandan who is stranded abroad, then the ministry would revoke this money and use it to bring back Ugandans abroad. With Ugandans are those who have refused to come. We gave leverage for them to come. They refused to come, and most of them went underground, and they are not willing to come. So in that circumstance, UAE has now indicated that they will undertake arrests.
Amongi explains why Uganda cannot export medical professionals, because the biggest percentages of Ugandans who seek jobs in UAE countries are not skilled.
It's still in the list of countries that World Health Organization has classified as not allowed to externalize medical professionals. So professionals, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has many professionals, those working in petroleum, in oil, in construction. It's only that the number is not commensurate with the number of these other domestic workers, the cleaners, the security guards. I think the ratio for
on artists being obscene, the minister cautioned artists to perform what is accepted by the Uganda National Cultural Centre Act and Uganda Communications Commission Act.
We are now working on looking at not only punishing the musician, but also the events managers. Because when you are an event manager, you are the one and the managers of these musicians. Foreign artists who performed, is it on 14th December in Lugogo, and they brought a bed on stage and he performed sexual acts.
Meanwhile, the ministry has issued a sauti for people to report abuse in response to the annual police crime report showing an increase of violence against women and children cases during the festive season.
Violence during this period, please call our Sauti free line, which is 0800 111 222. Please, or 0800 111 333. Do not suffer alone, do not die alone, because most times during this period it's difficult to find enforcement officers.
I'm Navka Farida and Andrew Sebida in Kampala.
Now, transport to Western Uganda and beyond has halted after a section at Kalonga in Mubende district got very slippery. There is extreme traffic congestion along areas of Kalonga in Mityana, Kasanda, Mubende, and that is along Fort Portal Road. Now, the slippery condition is due to heavy rainfall and ongoing maintenance works, making it very difficult for motorists to navigate the road. A joint team from police and Uganda National Roads Authority, UNRA, is on site to assess the situation.
spent a night here at Kalonga. It is between Kienda and Shozinga, because jam was up to Kalamba. But it has been out of the road repairs which were made at Kalonga. And I think it was out of the substandard type of madam which was used, because the road was too slippery at night. Even now it is still slippery, as people can observe. So buses have spent nights here. Private cars, people were going for these holidays, have also spent a night here. So we are in a sorry state of that kind. As transport section, we've been a bit inconvenienced, because now people are waiting for buses in the terminal, Kampala. They are still on the way moving. Some spent a night there. The same applies to upcountry stations where some passengers were going home. Buses spent a night on the road here due to the nature of the road after it had rained. To the government to always assist us in case they do such repairs. There should be standby either grader or any breakdown or lifter to assist in case of any emergency. Because at night it was too worse. We didn't get any assistance.
We have this problem of this road. Moreover, it is a highway, Kampala to Mubende, Fort Portal Road. It has been in a very worse condition. It has taken almost 5 years now. For example, yesterday, all the cars were stuck here. People were stranded because of the poor maintenance of the road.
I would like to thank the government for the work they are doing towards the road of Mitiana Mubende. I want to thank UNRA for the efforts that they are doing towards uplifting this road that was commissioned by the President, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. But on a special call, I would like to convey a message to all those that are concerned to really put in a lot of effort so that this road of Mitiana Mubende is speeded up.
That is the state of the road in Mitiana there. Now, territorial police have arrested 50 cattle thieves within the cattle corridor, which they say has escalated during the festive season. Police spokesperson Rukidi Kiijanangoma told the media in Kampala that the culprits used saloon cars to smuggle stolen cattle.
With the public gearing towards the festive season, animal theft and robbery has remained prevalent in the areas of Luweero, Nakaseke and Nakasongola, with the Savannah Police Region having retrieved 351 of the 451 stolen animals and apprehended 54 suspects in conducted regional operations on cattle theft.
50 cases of animal thefts were reported, and in those 50 cases, 461 animals were stolen. Police managed to recover 352 and also managed to arrest 54 suspects. So far, we have taken 40 suspects to court.
Security forces have associated falsified veterinary identities and documents and vehicle license plate forgery as a prevalent form of aiding animal theft.
There are numerous forged veterinary documents being used to transport animals out of the district. Additionally, officers also noted the use of fake license plates. During this operation,
robbers have started smuggling cattle using saloon cars. The fight against the vice is hindered by unwillingness of victims to follow up cases.
Whereas people are always expecting that an average cow or a number of goats should be transported on a canter or a fuso, there are people who transport them in saloon cars. How? If it is a cow, they slaughter it, get the flesh or beef, and park it behind, in the behind boot. Now, some of these cars pass even checkpoints as normal, private cars. Similarly, there are those who don't even go to the extent of slaughtering. They simply get a live cow and force it behind.
Security forces intend to work coherently with abattoirs, farm owners, district veterinary officers, and the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Husbandry and Fisheries to avert cattle robbery in the country. Patricia Nandago and Abdul Nasir Luvama for UBC.
To matters pertaining to politics now, and the section of Forum for Democratic Change, FDC Katonga Road faction leaders have paid a courtesy call to Dr. Kiza Besigye and Obeid Lutali, who are currently remanded at Luzira prison. Now, the leaders have delivered a Christmas package of food items and other essential necessities as Uganda joins the rest of the world to celebrate this year's Christmas due on Wednesday, the 25th.
It is Monday, 23rd of December, 2024, just a day to Christmas, and a section of Forum for Democratic Change leaders arrived at Luzira prisons. Led by the Kampala Lord Mayor and the leader of the FDC Katonga Road faction, Elias Lukwago, they delivered Christmas goodies to the remanded former party president, Dr. Kiza Besigye and Obeid Lutali. The leaders say they stand in solidarity with their comrades.
And so we're here to convey the messages that we have received from the entire country to our leader and leaders, and also to make sure that he's in good health and good spirits. There's nothing we can offer him this Christmas except our solidarity and our availability, and so we have successfully conveyed that to Dr. Besigye and Haj Obeid Lutali. We have a message from him, which my colleague will read to you, to the entire nation. His spirit is well, and so he brings you, we bring you good cheer from him and from Haj Obeid.
He was happy to see us, but obviously he's not happy to be spending Christmas in jail. He'd rather be with his family. He was very happy to see his son Anselm, of course, who has come home for Christmas. And Anselm was happy also to see his dad. But very sad that he's not going to spend time with him, and he's going to go back to university without spending real time with his father. But wishing everybody who's got their family around them a very happy Christmas.
Dr. Kiza Besigye, who will spend the 2024 Christmas festival and New Year behind bars, only had to use a pen and paper to wish the rest of his supporters and family a cheerful season. Both Dr. Kiza Besigye and Obeid Lutali are facing charges of unlawful possession of firearms. After the General Court-Martial hearing, they were remanded to Luzira until the 7th of January 2024.
Now, the First Lady, Janet Museveni, has called upon the private sector to overcome challenges of innovation and contribute to Uganda's development through education and ICT advancements. She called for new solutions to problems to address obstacles that impact their operations. Her message was delivered by the Minister of State for Higher Education, John Chrysostom Muyingo, during the award ceremony for the Huawei Global ICT competition at the Ministry of Education headquarters in Kampala. We have more in this story.
The First Lady, Janet Museveni, has emphasized innovation and problem solving in the private sector. This was during the award ceremony held at the Ministry of Education and Sports headquarters, where she was represented by State Minister for Higher Education, John Chrysostom Muyingo. She applauded Huawei for its contributions to Uganda's development.
To make your mark, you must constantly look for new ways of solving problems and addressing the obstacles that impact on your work. These projects will truly add value to the development of our people.
The ceremony celebrated the winners of the Huawei Global ICT competition, which included students from Muni University, Gulu University, and Kabale University. These students participated in the global competition, which was held in China. The winners were awarded certificates, laptops, phones and other prizes, and they appreciated the Huawei Company of Technologies.
We were a team of 3 girls and we participated confidently with the help of our instructors who managed to train us.
Janet Museveni encouraged students to enhance their practical skills by reading extensively to build a strong vocabulary and a solid foundation in ICT.
Develop the practice of reading widely, since the acquisition of new information broadens your perspective, enabling you to adopt new ways of thinking, new ways to add value to areas and products that leads to changes in the way things have always been done.
The ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Uganda, Jiang Xingzong, urged Huawei to set a positive example for other Chinese companies operating in Uganda.
And that is what we are encouraging. We encourage more Chinese companies to take part in these corporate social responsibilities. They come here not only for business, but also they work for good social effects.
Soma Mchala Fauzia, the PR manager for Huawei, emphasized the company's commitment to giving back to the community.
We are trying to make sure that our slogan as Huawei, is actually fulfilled, because we work to make sure that technology reaches even the person in the very deep end, the farthest place. We don't want to leave anyone behind.
Vice chancellors from these universities believe such competitions open up students to the new world of technologies.
It's a very good demonstration, and I'm very particularly happy about the exposure that they were able to travel to China.
When they win this competition, they get recognized internationally, and it also proves that our training is good, and then it helps them in terms of employability.
Story compiled by Chontawairi Proskovia for UBC News.
Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Judith Nabakoba, has been elected the chairperson, Africa Union of Local Government, Urban Development and Decentralization. She was elected during the 5th ordinary session of the African Union STC number 8 in Tunis, Tunisia. As Uganda takes over the chairmanship from Tunisia, Minister Nabakoba promises to build on the successes registered and work towards advancing local governance, promote sustainable urbanization and human settlements for Africa. However, she calls on all member states to accord Uganda technical guidance and financial resources to deliver on their mandate. Nabakoba pledges to embark on accelerating the ratification and implementation of the African Charters under AU STC number 8 and ensure that these translate into concrete action and progress. Ms. Nabakoba will hold the mantle for 2 years. Now, the Minister of State for Youth and Children Affairs, Balam Vargahara Atenyi, while delivering President Museveni's message on economically transforming Masindi, held 4 rallies across 8 villages in Masindi municipality. He urged locals to embrace the government's 4-acre model and the parish development model, PDM, as catalysts for joining the money economy. Crispa Sadinitwe reports.
Minister Balam began the day by addressing jubilant youth at the YK7 Conference Center in Masindi town before visiting various communities.
Merry Christmas! Oh, Happy New Year!
The first ride was at Chiguria Miracle Center, where he met residents from Chikonyi and Chiguria Chateja cells. The second meeting was at Chitamanya cell, where he engaged locals from Chitamanya and Chema Chakato cells. The third meeting occurred at Nyakaloji Church of Uganda, bringing together residents from Nyakaloji Kasanja Cell and Chisanja Chichopi cells. The final rally was held at Isimba Church of Uganda, hosting attendees from Isimba and Chijogo cells.
We people of Nyakaloji we support NRM, but we are being left behind in terms of service delivery. Education, we need a school, ICD school, which is a challenge in the Kiguria division. The entire division doesn't have a CD school to accommodate our children who come from the UPE.
It is my prayer that at least let the president offer them a hydroelectricity so that they may also earn the living. Because what I know, if that electricity reaches here, they will not remain the same.
Minister Balam encouraged residents to fully utilize government programs like PDM and the 4-acre model, while warning them to avoid politicians who focus on attaining barriers instead of lobbying for essential services. He rallied them to vote wisely for leaders who are transformative.
We apologize to the people of Chigulia because we also deserve a city school, like all the other sub-counties. Your division would have been fixed long ago had you had good leaders who could have a good knife to cut for you a cake. You've been sending people who can't talk for you, who talk for themselves, who don't come to ask you what are your problems. Why I'm here is one, to monitor government programs like PDM, to know are you getting the money in your different cells and LC ones, and you have confirmed you are getting money. And you have confirmed you benefited from NOSAF. You have also confirmed you benefited from NADS. Now you have also confirmed Chijogo alone, the LC cell, has received 29 beneficiaries, 29 million. And the president has promised PDM money will reach all villages, all parishes equally, including Rwachura. It is unfortunate some of the young people who receive this money are drinking alcohol and taking marua and eating roasted pork instead of investing. Then other young people, when they get 1 million, they buy a woman, they marry. So the president does not want you to marry, he wants you to use that money for enterprises.
Community leaders in Masindi municipality, specifically in Chiguria division, repeatedly raised concerns about critical challenges facing their area, including a lack of clean water, a city secondary school, a health facility, and hydroelectricity power for value addition.
Kitiyo kakusangwa tuba ne senior secondary school eri ano mu Kiguria ebizibu ebyona tujja kuba tubitangira.
Subsidize agriculture inputs and regulate fresh agricultural products which are on the market.
Obungaruka obukwanulwa Kigulia eno titulina masanyalaze. At least nka division ezindi zina inawo baitu titulina.
It has to happen in Kiana cannot accommodate the number of youth because the intake is very few. You want to expand that it has to happen Kiana so that it can hold a bigger capacity.
A case study is this. After years of waiting in vain for a government health facility, the Nyakaloji community took matters into their own hands last year in April by initiating the construction of a health facility. However, the project has stalled due to insufficient funds. Only the foundation and latrine are there to show. With Uganda shillings 12 million raised locally, out of the required Uganda shillings 74 million, this leaves locals reliant on Masindi Hospital. Crispus Arenitwe here in Masindi Municipality.
We'll now take a short break, but we'll be returning with much more. Do stay with us.
To be a winner, it requires that you exceed all the limits of mankind and womankind. But when you play with MTN Momo, winning is easy. Simply get your phone, and use the Momo app or dial *165*3#, enter merchant code, enter amount, enter your Momo PIN and pay. Congratulations! Your stomach is full and now you stand a chance to win mobile money with MTN Momo.
Tuliku ground, Blascon, paint and win. This year, Blascon paint and win. The ground. Chicho, buy paint worth 100K. Get a scratch card. SMS the code to 7197. Stand a chance to win instant airtime, 1 million shillings bully day there, or a share of a 3 million shillings jackpot each week. What do you want the brand new bodas, tuk-tuks, and so much more? Catch the paint and win action every Monday on Bukede One, NBS, and Sanyuka TV. Blascon, color your world.
Welcome back from that break, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. Now, streets of Kampala, along with many other cities, are packed with travelers heading upcountry for the festive season. With Christmas just a day away, the city's major transport hubs are bustling, and the rush to reach family and friends has left many passengers stranded due to a shortage of public transport. Saddam Mubale reports.
Taxi and bus terminals are packed as holidaymakers scramble for transport. In some cases, passengers are facing extended waiting times, with some waiting for more than a day.
The fact is, people are very many. Because as we were seeing, all those ones are going to East. We don't have taxis right now. But they are here waiting. So we are expecting taxis to come here at around 7 to 8.
For the past few days, traffic in key parts of Kampala has been intense, with congestion on main highways reaching peak levels. Major taxi parks and bus stations are flooded with people traveling up-country destination. Operators are working overtime to load luggage as passengers head home.
Traveling to Jinja, where we have many people who are traveling from Kampala to Eastern, and there are very few coming back, so we charge twice. Taxi must go and then come back.
Bernard Omondi is traveling to Kenya but is relying on taxi after he found the interstate buses fully booked for the next few days.
I'm traveling from Kigali and connecting through Kampala. I'm going to Nairobi. Yeah, so I came to look for buses, Nairobi buses up there, but all of them were booked. All of them were full, so I couldn't get. That's why I came to get a taxi from here to Busia so that I can be able to connect from Busia to Nairobi.
For others, the situation seems frustrating. Agnes Chalana has been stuck at the taxi park for over 12 hours waiting for transport.
Tungekuwa tumetoka kitambo, nimefika hapa saa 8 mpaka saa hii sijapata gari. Wananiambia ngoja mpaka saa hii sijapata gari. Haya, pesa nayo imeongezeka. Nilikuja na 1,000, sasa inalipa 2,200 na kitu ya Kenya.
Transport fares are more than doubling, although many passengers are forced to wait for whichever vehicle. As the holiday rush continues, passengers appeal to the authorities to intervene on transport fares.
Yeah, so I'm also going to share with my people, my friends, Christmas and my family. Yeah, but prices are still high.
But I beg with the United people in charge of transport to at least consider us during this time. It is very challenging.
Saddam Mubale, UBC News, Kampala.
Now, police have started an awareness campaign for motorists on quick firefighting mechanisms to minimize crashes and accidents resulting from fire outbreaks. Police spokesperson Rukidi Kiijanangoma has conducted a campaign on Kampala-Jinja Highway and committed on police intentions to engage other transport stakeholders to make mandatory for all motorists to have a mini fire extinguisher in their vehicles.
The increasing cases of fire-catching vehicles on the road have prompted Uganda police to initiate a campaign compelling motorists to have a mini fire extinguisher and other first aid kits.
Some few cars, how many had safety equipment like a fire extinguisher, and you can see it was only one, and it was a company car carrying 14 people from here up to Uganda when you can't fight a fire just in case it.
Police have started with a sensitization exercise along Kampala-Jinja Highway, and Rusoke Kituma, the police spokesperson, joined the traffic police in the operation.
So sometimes you don't begin with the right-hand side of enforcement. You begin with the soft approaches. You talk to them, you engage all other stakeholders, you all mobilize them in unison.
Police intend to utilize these erected checkpoints to deal with other crimes, and territorial police commanders have been instructed to heighten vigilance.
The same checkpoints where we discover offensive weapons, stolen items, and wanted persons, as well as wanted motor vehicles, motorcycles, and the rest. But even besides, they are deterrent in nature.
Meanwhile, the Police Directorate of Traffic and Road Safety has intensified operations on major roads amidst festive season policing, though no major incident recorded so far.
Checking on a number of things to ensure that motorists or travelers are safe on the roads. Things like driving licenses, things like excess, things like vehicles that are being driven on the roads in dangerous mechanical condition, and also things like reckless driving like overtaking carelessly.
Motorists who have just come back to Uganda were tipped on Uganda traffic regulations.
Just entered into the country and they want to drive on the roads. One, of course, you must be a qualified driver. Some people have international driving licenses. Those can use them, but those that do not have, let them not again risk now to drive and give excuses that I've just come into the country, so I can drive. No way, because you risk also now to be arrested. And then also, it is also important to give a warning to the drivers that we must at all times move with the driving licenses.
Traffic police have also provided an update on the situation of Mityana-Mubende Road, which became impassable due to ongoing works.
Kasanda, this was due to heavy rainfall, and that road between Mubende and Kasanda at a place called Kalongo is currently impassable. And the alternative routes are from Kampala to Mubende. These are advised to use Hoima Road to Chiboga via Kakumiro to Mubende and vice versa.
The increasing traffic police visibility on major highways intend to minimize traffic-related offences and fatalities through the festive season. Abdunasir Lugama for UBC.
Now, news just in. The Vice President, Jessica Alupo, has highlighted that road safety is a collective responsibility, which calls for a shift in mindset and a recognition that every choice we make on the road matters. She was addressing stakeholders during a road safety run in Katakwi district, where she emphasized that road safety demands leadership, collaboration and community engagement to create a safer environment for all. The VP stressed that road safety is not just a topic of discussion, but a matter of urgency, responsibility and shared humanity.
Against that background, I want to request a team which has come from the Ministry of Works and Transport. Now, you help all the people here and put those smooth humps in our Bila. Without discussion Don't take us into civil engineering architecture. Because we agree there is no devil there, there is no bad spirit. But there are a number of accidents which have occurred in that sport. For us now who are not engineers, we think that something should be done expeditiously. For us, we want to start we want you to treat that as an emergency, like the way they treat a landslide, and put those humps there tomorrow. The women who came for the conference here, 30 of them got injured in that place, and about 3 died on the spot, and later others died until the number reached 7. Then also the border borders, we have lost lives in that sport. And the work of those humps should start, because there is nothing that compares with life. Life is priceless. I call upon the district to deal with the issue of Olela. If Olela road needs to be widened, please widen it a bit in that spot. Ochorimungin, there is a problem, because there are some people who are going straight to Moroto. They are not stopping in the market. Some of them come, they think that it's a normal day, then they just abruptly meet the market. Is there any way people can access Ochorimungin after when they are about to reach on the sides, on both sides? You make 2 roads. So that if someone is going to buy a HRDO, I know where they sell, you can pass on the right. Then you access where the HRDO is and come back. It can be done in a very cheap way, so that the highway is a bit decongested.
Vice President Jessica Lupo ending that story there. Now, preparations to host the African Union Extraordinary Summit in Kampala are underway. Safety teams, security, broadcast and airport operators took drills to prepare for the summit. Now, the essence was for timeliness, safety, and having the entire summit broadcast on different platforms. Uganda will host 6 heads of state for the summit on January the 8th, 2025. Our team was in Entebbe for the prep drills.
As Uganda prepares for the African Union Extraordinary Summit of the Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Program Agenda in January 2025, preparations have started with the drills for the crew. Safety teams, broadcast and airport operators were at the Entebbe International Airport for the drills. Entebbe International Airport General Manager Emmanuel Bilungi says that the prep drills will prepare all technical staff.
It was very, very important that we hold this, and there are so many lessons that we have learned from it. So, come 3rd, we are going to do the final one with all the people, stakeholders that are involved in the summit, so that by the time we get to the 9th, everyone have practiced the parts that they are going to play.
The essence was to ensure timeliness, safety, and having the entire summit broadcast on different platforms.
It's usually done so that, one, we make the teams get to know each other. We get the people also try to work with one another, and they get used to each other before the D-Day.
Lessons drawn from the NAM summit will contribute to the coming summit.
You know, NAM was a very big lesson to us. NAM was a very big lesson to us, and even as we operate now, there are so many lessons that we picked from NAM.
The summit that is marking the adoption of a new 10-year CADIP strategy and action plan 2026 to 2035, as well as the Kampala CADIP declaration, starts on 9th to 11th January 2025 in Kampala. Jane Niramchia reporting for UBC News.
Now, the Office of the National Chairman, headed by Hajat Kiijanangoma, has laid down poverty alleviation strategies that are to be conducted in 2025. Namyalo was officiating the Office of the National Chairman end-of-year Thanksgiving ceremony for the year 2024.
The Office of the National Chairman in Chambogo, headed by Hajat Kiijanangoma, has held a Thanksgiving ceremony for the office. The prayers, led by Sheikh Obed Kamlegea, were attended by ministers, members of parliament, to thank God for the growth and peace that the ruling party has established. He called upon the religious leaders to unite their congregations. Pastor Tom Mugera of Mutundu Church, while giving out his message, prayed for God to provide wisdom to the current regime in finding solutions to all the challenges in the nation.
That God may be a friend to our country, that He may prosper us the more.
The head of the office, ONC, Hajat Kiijanangoma, thanked God for the completed year.
We as well still have a hassle of monitoring the implementation of government policies, because we have to ensure that the manifesto lives to its full expectation. We are supposed to preach the gospel and as well mobilize for our national chairman, who is the President of the Republic of Uganda.
Some members of parliament thanked the head of the office for the poverty alleviation initiatives.
Nokuza abavubuka abali bakyaye NRM abali bakyaye President Museveni okubango bakomezaawo mu kibiina nga baagala muzeeyi.
Church leaders pledged for inclusiveness in the wealth creation campaign to be reached into churches. Lydia Chomkama and Joseph Muyingo for UBC News.
Now, blacksmithing in Uganda is an old craft embedded in the country's pre-colonial history. It once served as a cornerstone of community development, with iron ore mining and stone quarrying shaping livelihoods across the region. And as we hear in the following story, in the 1960s, the prominence of this indigenous technology began to decline as the government shifted focus to modern import substitution.
Makerere University scholar Professor Elisa Magara has taken a bold step to revive appreciation for blacksmithing with the release of his compelling book, Blacksmithing, A Heritage of Abahesi Babitira.
This book is based on a family heritage of Amos Katumuka, and it traces from up to the 6th generation.
Now available in bookstores, the book is a rallying call for Ugandans to embrace and preserve their indigenous technologies.
In Ruchiga we call them Abahesi. He was talking about how they do stones, turn stones into...
Drawing from his upbringing in Kanganga, Mitoma district, Professor Magara shares personal anecdotes about growing up in a family of blacksmiths.
So the book also places these blacksmiths in the socio-economic development and the economy. So
Blacksmithing, a heritage of Abahesi Babitira, derives into the cultural practices, technological innovations, and resilience of the Abahesi Babitira clan in western Uganda.
Akabita blacksmithing. Tokwe na bwicho abushobozo buranga mbiri ni ntongo zaka tabaraka
The book launch and Thanksgiving ceremony held at his country home in Kanganga, Manyanga, Mitoma district. Professor Magara underscored the importance of integrating traditional African technologies with modern innovations to preserve blacksmithing as an essential part of Uganda's heritage.
Blacksmithing and also how was the technology working? How is the technology of the blacksmiths? But it also places it in the category of people that were doing blacksmiths. Well, there are many people who are doing blacksmiths, but this is a heritage skill that came from the family from the 6th generation.
The 7-chapter masterpiece, complete with an epilogue, chronicles the life and contributions of Amos Katuguka, whose blacksmithing work has had an indelible mark on communities in Kanganga, Mitoma district. Dr. Bernard Vazilake, a librarian at Kavale University, was among the distinguished guests and received recognition for his significant contribution to the book's development.
We used to have our own cutting materials like umhoro. No one knows what it is. Eh? You talk of a shekuro, no one knows what it is. Those things we need to, through cultural heritage, we need to reconstruct them.
The book explores the origins, cultural significance, and societal impacts of blacksmithing while offering valuable insights into the challenges and opportunities this traditional craft faces. The event was more than just a book launch. It was a celebration of blacksmithing's enduring legacy and the family values that have kept it alive as a cornerstone of Uganda's cultural identity. The ceremony also honored Amos Katuguka, marking his 90th birthday and 60 years of marriage.
ari mu wa professor wa Makerere University nangwa kongera ndije umushomo kwandika katabo.
Professor Magara expressed heartfelt gratitude for his father's legacy of resilience and inspiration.
Stop breathing. To be a winner, you must breathe only when necessary. Breathing is for losers. What is that? Did I give you permission to sweat? You can sweat in your free time. Push the arms straight.
Winning is hard, but with MTN Momo, it's easy. Simply pay or shop with Momo for a chance to win mobile money every day. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Uganda, the festive season is here. It's time to dream big for those holiday vibes. Play joyfully for perfect celebrations and win moments that bring happiness into the new year.
I'm a my brother.
I'm a too. Whether you're dreaming with your family, playing under the Ugandan sun, or celebrating with loved ones, let joy, love, and laughter guide you this festive season.
I'm almost home, Chacha.
Every ticket is your chance to make this holiday even brighter.
Big gift, I promise you.
Stay safe, spread kindness, and let the spirit of play light up your holidays with magic and joy in 2025. Happy Holidays, Uganda, from Ituba, the proud operator of the Uganda National Lottery.
This is so much smoke. How you doing? My friends told me about an affordable solution. They're called Greenergy BioStore. Very clean and very safe. Let me call them right away. Go, go, go.
Wow, can you believe these beans are ready in just 45 minutes?
Greenergy ethanol stoves and fuel. Enjoy cleaner, healthier and affordable cooking. Cook your food in less than 2,000 shillings per day. No charcoal. Stop deforestation. We are looking for agents across Uganda. Greenergy, Bible Corner.
Welcome back. Let's have a look now at the latest in business. Minister of State for Trade and Industry, David Bahati, has said that 12 new factories were commissioned this year, with 15 more slated for commissioning in the first quarter of 2025. He was briefing the media about Uganda's industrial sector at the media center here in Kampala.
Uganda's industrial sector recorded significant growth in the 2023-2024 financial year, contributing 27.4% to the GDP. Minister of State for Trade and Industry, David Bahati, told the media that the sector generated 35% of the country's revenue, underscoring its vital role in Uganda's economic growth.
This growth is attributed to increase in manufacturing activities, which grew by 11% in the last quarter of 2023-2024.
The ministry's import substitution and export promotion strategy has yielded tangible results where previously imported products such as iron and salt are locally manufactured.
We are producing 192,000 tons of salt as a country. Soap is the time when we used to import soap, but now we produce, in terms of bars, 6,198 tons of soap. Fabric, these are textiles. We are producing 50 million meters. And the list is shoes. We are producing 400,000 shoes pieces every year.
So far, 12 new factories have been commissioned, with 15 more due for commissioning in the first quarter of 2025.
4 factories and trade bazaar at Kapeka Industrial Park were commissioned. The power plant was commissioned at Sugar Corporation of Uganda Limited, Scroll. In Mbale Industrial Park, we commissioned 4 factories. This include Unisteel Investments Uganda Limited. This new steel factory in the sector with a total investment of $100 million and employs over 500 Ugandans.
Ugandans are also taking advantage of opportunities in small and medium-scale industries.
Some of these factories require big factories, but we have seen a number of Ugandans also in the big, like most of these small, medium processing units, the 250, are all owned by Ugandans. The big ones, because of big capital, we have a few Ugandans who are venturing into this.
On labour concerns, Bahati highlighted government's efforts to address issues raised by workers in factories. Cayenne Faith and Andrew Sebida for UBC.
Postbank Uganda hosted a coffee value addition training session to equip SMEs with the skills to enhance productivity and foster entrepreneurship. The training at Uganda Industrial Research Institute in Kampala is part of the bank's Agri-SME Skills Development Program to support small and medium-sized enterprises in the agricultural sector. Sandra Kahunde reports.
Participants were taken through practical sessions on processing, packaging and marketing coffee products, highlighting the importance of quality standards in accessing both local and international markets.
This program has been in the whole country. We have been in Arua, where we trained our people on how to add value on cassava. We have been in Fort Portal, where we have trained our people how to use their farms for tourism. We have been in Soroti, where we have trained our people how to add value on millet. And here in Kampala, we have trained the people on how to add value on coffee. All this with one sole aim is to help our people prosper and grow and have that income they need to manage their lives.
This initiative also provides a platform to highlight the inspiring stories of Ugandan entrepreneurs, emphasizing the transformative impact of value addition and innovation in agriculture on the economy.
And then now government should also address the issue of financing, see, and that's where the PDM comes in, because PDM is able to provide 1 million shillings, and whereas this looks a small amount, but it can actually achieve a lot if deployed correctly. So I think that building on the success of PDM, government should see how to integrate some of these approaches, like what the Federation is doing with Postbank. If government were to roll out this like an agro-industrialization skilling initiative, then I think it would be beneficial and make the PDM even more impactful. We want to see these businesses become more formal. We want to see these businesses become bankable. We want to see these businesses borrowing money from Postbank and taking advantage of the different opportunities that are available.
Through such programs, Postbank continues to champion economic growth and sustainability in Uganda's agricultural industry. Sandra Kahunde, Robert Katemba, News Tonight.
Sports news now, and the Finance Trust Bank Fufa Women Super League Player of the Month Awards have been held at the sponsors' headquarters here in Kampala. John Van Sentamu gives us more.
The Finance Trust Bank Women Super League Best Player and Coach for November have been decorated during an elegant ceremony hosted at the bank's office in Kampala. Amus College Women's Football Club dominated the podium with Esther Namataka, who scored 2 and 4 assists, named Best Player, while her coach Farida Bulega edged all other tacticians.
I'm happy today, but I want to thank our beloved director, Mr. Oprot Shaggy, as well as our manager, as we girls of Amus College.
These awards, decorated by Finance Trust Bank Executive Director Annette Kigundu, are a celebration of women's football that has provided openings for the girl child that in the past were limited.
This is a moment that emphasizes our commitment for this partnership. We are strongly pursuing this cause to uplift the woman and put her on the platform that she deserves.
There were also awards to the Best Finance Trust Bank Fufa Women Elite League players, which is the second tier of Ugandan football. The best player gong in the Elite League went to Shivan Ashaba, who played 5 and scored 5, while St. Noah's coach Kintu Mwera, for winning 5 in 5, bettered all others. The Finance Trust Bank Fufa Women Super League continues this weekend with 2 fixtures to end the first round, while the Elite League will resume next year for its second leg.
Now, Christopher Magezi and Faith Namara were top golfers out of over 80 golfers in the NCBA Bank Mag of Mugs played at the Namulonge Mary Louise Simpkins Memorial Golf Course over the weekend. The Mag of Mugs tournament was the crowning of the club's first series of the monthly mags.
It was all fun, jubilations and competition at the Mary Louise Simpkins Memorial Golf Course in Namulonge as the club crowned of the year with the NCBA Bank Mag of Mugs. This was a climax for the club's first series of the monthly mugs that had over 80 participants for the day, with several emerging winners in their categories. Overall winners were Christopher Magezi with 285 points and Faith Namara with a net of 77.
Actually, I'm very, very happy for having won this, the Mag of Mugs, because it's very competitive. And you have to play as many monthly mugs as possible so that you have a good average. You have to maintain a very low score every time you play, even if you don't win every time you play, but you have to keep those low scores so that at the end of the day, you emerge as a winner.
The first 9 were quite challenging, but that incidentally, that's where I got a birdie and a par. And this was I got a birdie on hole number 4, and that was my first birdie as a golfer in any case. So it was a mistake a nice mistake, which was too exciting for me. I literally loved it so much, and then I got a par on hole number 9. So it closed my first half on a good note, and that set the pace for the second, for the back 9, which I performed well with a total of 44 compared to the front 9 with 53. So overall, I was happy with my performance today.
The club is intent on building on the success of the first series of the monthly mugs to have more golf tournaments at the course.
Since January, NCBA came in and sponsored mugs, which enabled us to hold tournaments almost every month of the year. Tournaments help to prepare golfers for to test their game, to test the level at which they play. Playing a tournament is very different from playing a friendly round. So golfers, because of the monthly mugs, when they go to play in other tournaments, whether within Uganda here or in the region, they are primed and prepared to play those tournaments because you've already been tested here.
The title sponsors of the tournament, NCBA Bank, promised to support the club to host these many more tournaments.
We came here in January to sponsor the monthly mug, where we actually give an opportunity to people to actually come and put their skill of golf on the golf course. Now, as you may see, Namlonge is a bit out of town, but we identified this as a spot where we can actually support the game of golf. We believe golf is an opportunity for people to come together, people of like minds, to actually come together and socialize. And also it's an opportunity for us to actually expand the game of golf. We have committed that we will be back here to support the mug of monthly mugs and also have the mug of mugs in December.
And that story brings us to the end of this second and final edition of News Tonight here on UBC TV this Monday, the 23rd day of December 2024. Thank you so much for having kept us company on sign language. It has been Senyambo Yusuf, and I am Rukidi Kiijanangoma, wishing you a blessed night.
Joy to the world, joy to the world, oh, joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive the King, let every heart prepare him room, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing.